in Season X, there was an update so controversial that people threatened to quit the game then and there. And yeah, I know they do that all the time, but honestly this time might have been a bit different. I'm talking of course about that update we all know, the update that nerfed turbo build. And now I know you may be thinking after reading the title, but trust me, hear me out before hitting the dislike button. I think that Epic should reintroduce the building nerf. Now let's talk about the state of the game. It could be argued that Fortnite is an amazing state, unlike how it was in Chapter 2 Season 1. There might not even need to be a fix, but hear me out. Go on Reddit, go on Twitter, go anywhere where you can find an online Fortnite community. You will find people reminiscing about the OG Fortnite days. You will find people constantly talking about how they wish they could recapture that feeling from the older seasons. They want to feel what they felt when they first picked up the game. A lot of people rediscovered that amazing feeling when a new map was introduced in Season 1 and Chapter 2, but that lasted what, a week? Yeah, clearly a new and simplified map wasn't the fix. It wasn't enough to get that nostalgic feeling back. But why? Wouldn't that make sense? The Season X loot pool was insane and the map was so cluttered. I personally enjoyed it, but that's besides the point. Take those two things away. Simplify the loot pool and clear the clutter off the map. What's missing? The skill gap. The skills gap didn't exist in those precious OG days. You can take away the gimmicks, the clutter on the map, and get rid of those ridiculous weapons, but you can't get rid of that skill gap. Or can you? I'll touch on that more in a second, but think about it. That's the key to getting the feeling back. There's only one thing in the way, and that is the skill gap between the players. In the OG days, everybody sucked. That's what made it so fun. People built actual forts in Fortnite and hid in bushes and just mess around trying to get a win. Back when a victory royale meant something. And yeah, I get it. As a game develops over time, the skill gap increases. It's only natural, but there is something you can do to reduce that skill gap just a little bit, and that is to nerf turbo building. And if you're not already, before you get upset, I'm only suggesting this as a separate playlist, but I'll touch on that more than just a little bit. But think about it, that would take away the giant skill gap. Players would still be able to be good at the game, but at the same time, they wouldn't be able to be so dominant. And yeah, I know what you're probably thinking. Kyle, do you remember the first time they implemented this? Nobody liked it. People quit. Well, you're right about one part. People quit all the time and then return a couple days. So yeah, I don't really buy that one. But I do understand that nobody liked it. But why did nobody like it? There isn't really a clear answer, but I believe the fact that everyone was forced to play with the nerf was the biggest problem. It absolutely destroyed competitive. That's why I said I was going to suggest this as a separate playlist, which honestly I'll touch on right now. I think the turbo build nerf would help the game out a ton as long as people aren't forced to play with it. My initial idea was to have the nerf just be in pubs and leave arena the way it is. I think that would be a solid fix, but I still think that there will be people who are resistant, at least at first. But let's say Epic tries it and it doesn't work out. The perfect solution would be to make a third game mode, call it Classic or something. Yeah, I know there's already an LTM called Classic, but I can't think of anything better. Maybe OG, or is that pushing it too far? I think you could call it OG, maybe Old Season Nostalgia Mode. Anyways, the name doesn't really matter, and I think it's a solid idea to me to make it either third playlist or an LTM that just shows up more than usual. That would absolutely be perfect, and I think it would make everyone happy. There's not really too much of a downside to it. The people who want to mess around back in the good old days can ship over to that playlist, and the more competitive players can keep doing what they're doing. I am so confident that if Epic were to do this, they would get their OG player base back. Yeah, numbers are still high and Fortnite is still in a really good place right now, but imagine the amount of people playing now, plus the ones that they lost along the way. There would be no beating Fortnite. When the turbo build got introduced in Season X, I felt like I was the only one who really enjoyed it. I'll admit, I enjoy both casual and competitive, but that nerf brought me that feeling I had playing when I first picked up Fortnite. It wasn't just a build simulator. It wasn't so competitive. It was fun. I actually built a big fort that day in the game just for the fun of it. I know I wasn't in low and enjoying this, but of course the ones who aren't happy are always the loudest. You didn't hear from those who enjoyed it because they were probably busy enjoying the game instead of hopping online and hurling words towards Epic. So I feel like the turbo build nerf should be reintroduced, but as long as it doesn't force everyone to play with it, I think it'd be a great thing that Fortnite could add to the game. And if it were up to me, I'd put it as a third playlist, not something temporary. It would give everyone a chance to feel those nostalgic feelings they've been thriving for almost 2 years now. So I want to know what you think. Do you like my ideas? Is there another possible way we can get that old feeling of Fortnite back? Let me know in the comments. As usual, everyone, I would absolutely love to talk about it there. And by the way, thank you if you watched this whole thing and didn't hit dislike and you heard me out. Thank you so much for watching. If you are new here and you enjoy the content, please consider giving a like or subscribing. Thank you again, everyone. Please don't forget to comment, and I will see you in the next video.